hey, it gave me a goal coming in that I didn't set. So I'm just going to leave it. That'd be TikTok for you. So, welcome in everybody. My name is Carol. I am the owner and creator behind CarolJo's. That is where community and creativity come together for the jewelry making world. We do lots of fun things here throughout the week. We go live twice a week with chats. So that's where you get to ask any type of question you would like about jewelry making or running a small business. And it's also the time where we as a community share our tips and tricks with each other so that we can learn from each other and just grow the community and such. We go twice a week with tutorials. This week we have a Frosted Whisper Anklet. And that's going to be what we're going to do tonight here. And then Friday, we have the Duet Drop Necklace, which is a lariat style necklace that we'll show you how to make on Friday at 2 p.m. We do need to reschedule today's 2 o'clock chat. I was in the middle of a phone crisis and I couldn't do anything. Hi, Amy. And so we're going to reschedule that. We'll work on that towards the end, I think, of when will work for everybody. And then we also go live throughout the week with events. Events are where you can do live claiming of items that we used in the tutorials, or it's the time where you will be able to get other items so that you can create something that you know you want to create and then show it with us. We love to see what everybody does. Hi, Gladys. Now that I talked about, we're going to have, let me tell you, we're going to have 2 encore events with beads this week. We're going to have one that's going to be a silicone debut and encore. And then we are going to have a debut bead event and we're going to have a charm event. So that's everything that we're going to be doing for the live events this week. Now I'm going to bring up my backup account so that I can then see comments on TikTok, but I won't be able to see comments from YouTube. So let me get the backup account going. There we go. All right. That Verizon had an outage, not in our area today. Last week there was an outage, and I know it was Wednesday because you're gonna laugh. I was trying to get a hold of Verizon during that outage time. Hi, Rose. And I couldn't get a hold of customer service. So I Googled the sales number and I got into the sales department. Hello, Geraldine. Hi, Sandy. So yes, so that's how I ended up getting, because we talked about that I got for both of my lines, I got 2 new iPhones, and I thought, wow, Buttercup's not in school today. Let's go take, and Ryan was like, let's go out to lunch because he has the day off. I'm like, all right, if we leave now, we'll have plenty of time to go to the Verizon store to have them transfer everything over for me because I hate doing that, and also give them the old phones. We're good. My phone took 3 hours. Okay. I'll go look at it after we get done with the live. So yeah, so it was, and I allowed 2 hours. So that tells you what happened. And while they started it, you couldn't do anything with your phone. And we couldn't do anything with Buttercup's phone because we needed my phone because I have the parental access. So when we got home and I could finally get into my, desktop and then my iPad, that's when I could finally send stuff out to you guys. I allotted, and they said, oh, that'll be fine. And then we ran into issues of it taking so long. And she's just like, I've never seen one take this long before. I'm like, thank you. That would happen to me. So that's what happened. So I apologize for not being on earlier. But how this goes, if we can get, and I can't see the number. Yep, we have the shares already. We're good on the shares. If we can get to 10K, we'll start doing giveaways. And I forgot to turn on one of the ring lights, but guess what? I feel like we are bright enough. I'm wondering if it was the phones that made it so dark. Because the new phones are fabulous cameras. Hi, Andrew. All right. Hey, Ashley. And so what we're going to do here, I have not even created the example. I wanted to take some time, hi Rosie, to talk about what I have learned is another trend for this spring, summer. So now that we're going to the spring, summer, there's been a while where the anklet wasn't always like the on trend thing, and now it's back on trend. So I know we did one earlier, and I don't know where they're at, where we were using them, and we were using, I can't even remember now. Are they right here? Yeah, they're right here. I found them. We used this style of bead. They're a cat's eye glass bead in the colors for this year. And I made them in different sizes because not everybody's ankle is the same size. But what I found is, the next thing that I found as I'm continuously looking at what are the trends. Trends will come and we'll get them early a little bit, but what I find with trends is that they keep building on each other, and then you get what it really was going to be right before that season. What I say launches, I hate that word, but when it's going to come in. And what they're doing now is that layering of your anklets is actually going to be in. I have never seen layered anklets before, but I thought, you know what? I want to do some different anklets because they're not all the same anklet. There will be 3 different styles of anklets that will be on there. So we can use chain for one. We can do the cat's eye for one, 80s style. It's a beachy thing. Okay. So that's why I want to show you guys what I'm going to call 3 different styles. Yes, they are delicates this year. So we're going to work with small size beads. So you are correct, Amy. They're going to be the 4 millimeter size beads, which the diameter of these, I believe, they were 4 and they were like 4 or 5 long. So this will be one of them. Next week, I'm going to do the chain one. But what I'm going to do tonight is that we're going to use the frosted 4 millimeter. So we're going to bring in a circle. And it can be with or without the spacers. And I'm going to do it without because I was like, I'm like, literally, I have been running on like 100 miles an hour, I feel like today. And so I knew these had the spacers in them. So I wanted to do some without the spacers so that you can see what those will look like. So that's what we're going to work on tonight. We are going to need the bead wire. You will need, I use sterling silver bead crimp tubes. They're not bead, they're crimp tubes, not the bead, the round, they're crimp tubes. You'll need that. You'll need some 4 millimeter size bead. We'll pick those out in a moment. I'll show you all of our options. We need, oh, it's in here. I grabbed an extra bag that I don't need. We're going to need 2 of the, or I'm sorry, we're going to need 1. Got to think about, nope, 2. I need 2. 2 6 millimeter size split rings. You're going to need 2 of those. Let me put the extras back in there. And we're going to need a lobster clasp. This one is a 12 by 6 millimeter size lobster clasp. The beads that we're going to select from, these will be up for Friday night's new debut. We have this blue. We have, it's like a dark salmon is what I'm going to call it. So the blue will be 1. The orange salmon will be 2. Okay, thank you, Amy. 3 will be the green blue. Got to keep these in order. This is more of a steely blue, purplish color. We'll call it blurple for 4. 5 is green. And then 6 is pale pink. It almost doesn't look like, let me take it out and see what 6 is. Ooh, it is a very pale pink. So you guys tell me, what number 1 through 6 do you think I should make this one with? 1 through 6. All right. I don't have quartzite. Which one? Quartzite. Are you talking 6? That pale pink? So you guys will do that. You guys go ahead and let me know in the chat. I'm going to tell you what we need for tools while you guys are doing that. We're going to need our handy dandy bead stopper. We need a flush cutter. We need a crimp plier and split ring. Layer 1, we have these 3 colors. We have the aqua, pink, and purple. Okay. And I will tell you sizes for the layering too. The turquoisey green. Rosie's saying this one, I'm assuming here. Steel blue. Okay, I'm going to look at here. I'm going to say, when I hold it up to the other 2 or other 3 options that we already have done, this one actually goes the best. So we're going with that. Going with number 1, the turquoisey color. We can do more if we have time here, which I think we will. So what we need for this. So how you determine the sizes is normally your ankle, you know, when you make an anklet, is going to be the bottom one where it drapes down. Hi, Juana, is 10 inches. So we're going to go and drop an anklet. It didn't go all the way to the 4. You're cracking me up, Nordic Luna. We'll see if we can make more. And I keep holding up my pinky, everybody. I'll just tell you, I made a boo-boo with my pinky today. I went to lift the boxes to go take them out to the vehicle so that Ryan will take them to the post office for me. And I killed my fingernail. And I can't do blood, so I have to have a Band-Aid on just for tonight. It will be gone tomorrow, hopefully. But, so, let's talk about sizing. So you can do 9, 9.5, and 10. So it's going to go up your leg, and you can do them at 1/2 inch. Yeah, I want to be fancy tonight. You can do it up 1/2 inch, or if you want them closer together, you can do it in 1/4 inch in size. So if we wanted this one to be the first one, because the 10 is the one that we want to be the biggest, and that one's going to be the chain one that we're going to do next week. I have a teacup. My daughter gave it to me for Christmas. And so, and if I did this one, let me see how big this one is. Let me go get my sizer. This one is about 1 to 1 1/4, okay? So our other one, so let's do between 9.5 and 9 3/4. I was gonna say I have been, so just to let you guys know, somebody made a comment about that they've probably have never seen me drink tea, or I mean water before. I'm starting to drink more water. I got a tea cup and flavored tea. No, I do not sell this one, Joya. I don't go on the sailboat with this. We can say sailboat. Yep, I drank water on Saturday, but I've been drinking hot tea, and I've never drank flavored hot tea before because I just thought it would be gross. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I've been drinking a cup of hot tea a day. Yay me. So, but where you, Joy, what I was going to say is go look for Easy Bracelet. Easy Bracelet. That's who makes this. And don't do a photocopy down because it won't give you an accurate size, because the printer, it can just make everything off. Get the actual, like this is a piece of like plastic that just gets shipped to you and then you put it together. Yep, you're welcome. All right, I can't have lemon, but I've done raspberry. I have done peppermint. I loved that one. The sleepy, orange. There's a whole bunch more and I can't think of them all. And I don't even put honey in them. They're just, oh, yes. Oh, spearmint. Ooh, I'll have to look for spearmint because I love mints. All right. All right, I'm going to point you all down so you guys can see what I am doing here, okay? This is going to be a really, oh, mint is Geraldine. Yay. We're doing different ones. That was just my anklet that we had from before. We're going to do a different style bead. We are doing these. These are frosted crackle beads in different colors. This one's like more of a turquoise. And what I'm going to show you all here, we are going to do between 9.5 and 9 3/4. So I want a few extra inches on that. Oh, what are the beads in the same example? Oh my Lord, I didn't read that the right way. They are cylinder cat eye glass beads. I do not have any in stock. I have to get more. So I have a piece here. I know it doesn't need to be 15 inches, but that's where I'm at. I'm just going to cut it. I need to get some more. Maybe I will contact the person tonight and see if she can go to the store for me. Now, we're going to do something, since we're not going to put any spacers. We're just going to use this bead only. If it is on a cord, sometimes, just depending on the size of the hole of the bead, you can transfer the beads, if you can get it to go through, from one cord, from the plastic cord to your wire without having to restring them. That didn't work 100%. I lost one. No, I lost two. Sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. And I think because I don't have my pinky usage like I normally do, it might not work. But I had in those, I had the turquoisey green, we purple, we have pink, we had blue, white, red. I don't know if we had yellow. Let's see if we can get some more on there. But we are completely out of those. I'll have to get more. So I am literally, now I'm getting it here. Just took me a minute to get this, where I can just move some. And it might not be very many at a time. Like I did 3, 4. It just saves you from having to find the hole all the time. So I just thought I would share that. But what I will tell you is you do have to move down. And sometimes I'll end up cutting off pieces of that plastic cord so that I don't have to go so far down. See, I don't drink coffee. I just read Nay Revive. Don't drink. I'm going to have to go and look for Mint Medley now. I'm looking at your guys' comment as I'm moving things over. Does anybody else do this? What size was the bead wire? I use a 21 strand or 19, depending on the vendor. Strand is what I use for mine. I don't really I know this is going to sound odd and it might be just me. I don't really look at the diameter of the wire cord. I look at how many strands it is more so than anything. So I literally cannot tell you what the diameter of any of my bead wire I've ever used. I know that's probably not the right answer, but I'm just being honest. I don't want the 7 because it's not going to be as bendable for anklet. And I want it to be bendable as the anklet. All right, let's see how much. I put too much on because we are right now at 9.5 and we need to add our closure. So I'm going to take off about 3/4 of an inch and go down to, I am at right at 8.5. Okay, I'll be fine with 8.5. I'm going to put one on. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to get this where you have the split ring opener. You see how this is right here where this comes down? That is what we want to open our split ring with. I have to look for that for the pomegranate tea. So we're going to take that, and you see there, we're getting it in between. Get that the focus there. And we're going to push on that and open it up. When it opens it up there, you can see it open. We can take, I got to move back just a little bit so I can get enough leverage there. We're going to take our clasp. I got to grab a plier because this one's small. I forgot to grab the pliers to begin with. Just a needle nose plier or chain nose and spin it around. And we've added our split ring without having to ruin our nail. We're going to take out. Yep, and I read that to put extensions on your anklets. So I wanted to ask you guys, does anybody do that? Because I didn't. I don't do that because I don't know that I want, this is just preference, I think, of me, that extension to dangle down on my leg and move while I walked. I don't know. Anybody have any advice on that? I would love to hear everybody's. We're going to put our crimp tube on our wire. We're going to put that split ring on. We're going to go over the top of that, coming backwards towards where we came from on that jump or split ring here. Go through the crimp tube. So there you go. We have it on there. Let me do this. Okay. Whoops, that's my crimp tube. We are going to use our crimp pliers, which are right here. Okay. So you see how the crimp pliers, I'm going to set this down for a second, has 2 holes, the hole in the back and the hole in the front. Let me show you over here. There's a hole in the back and a hole in the front. The back one creates a U shape when you put your crimp tube in there, like an open hot dog bun. When I taught the class, they always told us to say it's an open hot dog bun. So you go ahead and you cover up your crimp tube with your pliers. You should see it on either side here. And then push it down. And when you look at that, you will get an open hot dog bun look. Go into the, turn your opening out away from you. Yes, it is pointing towards you guys because you're on the other side here, but away from whoever is doing it. Go into the front one and push those 2 sides together. And that's what you get on this end. Let me see if I can get it to, there you go. You have a little slit is all you end up having. Oh, that's an idea. We're going to put charms on the ones that we are going to do on next week. So I'm going to play around. Maybe we'll make the next one a little bit shorter and put an extension on it with chain and then get out a charm. I don't always use crimp covers. I just have never gotten into it. So we'll put our crimp tube down. We are going to put, is that going in there? Nope. Okay. We're going to put our 6mm split ring on. Go back through the crimp cover and go through, I'm going through 5 beads because that's where it went through. I'm going to lay it down on my bead mat. I want to find the end of my cord and I want to push everything down. So I'm using my fingernail to push everything down and try to get all the excess space out. Grab a hold of the end of my cord here and pull it down. And that pulls this all nice and snug. Hi, Lulu. I don't want it snug like this. Do you see how this is not moving? I don't want it that tight because that will end up rubbing on your wire and it'll cause breakage. I want it to be a little bit looser. Like, see how now it's dangling here? But I don't have a lot of excess in there. That's what you want. Do you use guard wires then too, butterfly in the bee designs? You'll go to the back hole, squish it together to create the U, turn it sideways so that the U goes out, use the front hole and smush the 2 sides together. And I got, there we go. It keeps turning on me, so I'm not getting it smushed together like I should. There we go. And there you go. And yep, we've started, I've had people ask for them. So some people have started using them. And then, whoops, I almost cut it off without explaining here. So I take and move this half over so that this gives us a nice bed to take the flush cutter in and just cut this wire off. Do not get in there and get that wire that we have for the anklet. So get in there as close to it, lay it down on the bead. See how I have mine sitting on the beads to get that nice flush cut, and then throw that away. And then here we have this anklet. Very simple. Let's see where he is just, you know what we might want to do? We might want him. Yep, we're going this way. He's going to be on top. That's how we're doing it because he turned out a little bit smaller than I wanted him to be. So now we're going to use these 2. This one's going to be the middle. He's on top. However you want to do it. I'm like, usually it's 1 inch and that wasn't. Yep, and that's what some people do like the crimp covers to give it that finished professional look. I actually saw the other day a different style of crimp that Beadalon is creating that makes it look like you have a long tube that is part of the design. I have never used them. They're new, and you can only get them from Beadalon. And so I'm interested in trying it out. All right, we have some extra beads. Woohoo! Yep, lollipops are good. I just cannot get them in. So if you guys want to use them, go for it. I just cannot get them in. All right, so we've got for this one, we'll finish it up next week with a 3rd one for this set. But you guys wanted steel blue. So I'm going to grab a steel blue here, everybody. Maybe it's going to go away from me. I just need to write on the outside of the bags which ones I'm taking so that I know I don't have 20 strands of each left. Okay, there we go. We will not have a bead event tomorrow night because it is the board of directors meeting night. That's why we have no live on Tuesday. All right, I'm gonna set, see, we're gonna do pink and the steely blue. I think those go good together. We're going to do another one, everybody. If we get to 10K, everyone, we will do giveaways. Can you guys get us to 10K before we end tonight? I'm moving those down. So once again, I need 2 6mm split rings. We're going to need a lobster claw clasp. I always test them out to make sure, because I don't want to get it on there and it didn't work. And then you're just like, oh, I just used 2 crimp tubes in that wire and my time. 2 crimp tubes. Maybe I'll get them in there. There we go. All right. Cut off a part of this. Oh, I about flung beads everywhere. Sorry. That was a bad call on my part. I just saw the video, so sorry. So lollipops are a crimp that you have a little, they're like circular, and they have a little like pin is what I'm going to say, and you push it in and it secures it. So those that have hard time using crimp tubes, they will do the lollipop. We need a piece of wire. 13 inches is more like what I need, not like 15. You're welcome. All right. We're going to transfer over some beads. Ooh, we said we were going to do an extender on this one. So when you do it with an extender, what's the length that you guys do it with? I got to grab some chain then too. Yep, it looks like it's already covered, so you don't have to use a crimp cover. I'm going to cut off some of this. There we go. So anklets can be anywhere from like 9 to 10 inches. Unless you're me and have a kinkle, then it's a lot longer. I'm like 10 and a half. Yeah, my wrists are small. Ankles, not so much. And so when we're doing this layered look, you can do it anywhere from like, the first one will be like 9 to, type inches, and then work your way to larger after that one, the top one. So we got 7 inches, just under 7. I'm like, I had, when we went to go to a Christmas party, I wanted to wear my boots to it. And my ankles have gotten so much bigger, I couldn't even wear my boots. I was so bummed. All right, we have, this is 8.5. Okay, I'm going to leave this one at 8.5, and I'm going to grab some silver chain. Now, once again, what silver chain you want to use, or any chain that you're going to use to be an extender, needs to be able to easily allow your lobster claw clasp to go through each link so that you can do that. Hi, Grandma D. So I'm going to look at some of the chains that I have here. I know this is going to sound weird. When I do extenders, when I'm trying to pick the chain. I don't want a chain that will open easily. That one I'm okay with a necklace, but I need it to be hard. Let me see. I know this is stainless steel, but I don't know if that's big enough for this. Yep, nope, not that one. Let's see this one. Because I know this will, and welded, yep. And that one wasn't welded. This one isn't welded, but this one takes a lot to open and close. Yep, that's what I want. How long do you guys do your extenders on an anklet for? I need another to open this. Because I've never done an extender on it. 2.5, okay. Right there. Okay. Okay. We got it. I did it. This one is 2.5. We also are going to need a charm. Let's go through the charms. I wonder, oh, we got a lot of those turtle charms. We're going to do the turtle charm. Hold on. We got to mark him down. We have 211 still. Because I did it on the other one. I don't want to on this one, Mia. Because the other one that's going with it, we do have the silver. I'm going to have one that's not silver. It's just a solid bead. And then next week, we're going to create one that is just chain. And that way you can have different designs for your stack. We're making an anklet stack. All right. We're going to add jump ring. I don't want these jump rings. I think I'm just going to open that link up and put it on. Holy buckets. I got them stuck together. I got to go. There we go. There. All right. Got a little turtle for the anklet because it's summertime. All right. Gonna put on half of our closure, or our crimp tube, sorry, crimp tube. We're gonna add the extender on this one. Go over the top, back through the tube, push it to the end, but not where it's so tight that this can't move around, because we want it to move around. Use our crimp pliers. Go ahead and do the first one so you get the U. Turn it away from you. Don't let it turn because it turned on me. There we go. Now we have our thin little slit there. Let's see if we can get that to... He doesn't want to show very well clear. Seeing if I can get him back and then come up. He's not wanting to be clear. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the phone. Okay. Oh, we hit the 10K. Now we're at 20K. Holy buckets. Okay, hold on. Let me get this one covered up on this end. I'm going to do that. We're going to hold off. We're going to do our 20K giveaway. I have to bring the phone up so that I can type into it and see comments. Thank you. Let's do... Okay, go ahead and guess colors in the chat, everybody. Let's see who it is. Paige, you are the winner. You will get 5 creative credits toward your list. So congratulations. The color was lavender. I need to grab a container here. There we go. And I'll put that on your list. All right. I'll do that after the live and send it to you, okay? You're welcome. All right. We got half of our closure done. So as you notice, but do you guys notice what I did here? When I sat it down, one of the beads came out and we got a pokey. We do not want that pokey. So we got to bring back our beads and cover it up or cut it off. One of the two. I got it covered up. Now I'm going to point you guys back down so you can see how we're going to close up the second half. Thank you for that heart me there, Ashley. I appreciate it. There we go. We're going to grab the crimp tube, put that on. Let it fall all the way down to the beads. So if you notice, he's down to the beads. And then I will add on, whoa, I forgot to add my 6mm split ring to that one. The reason why I do the split ring on my lobster claw class is that it gives it that move, it turns it a little bit so that it moves around and isn't so tight on the on your wire. All right, there we go. Then we're going to put that on now. After we did that, we are going to go over the top of our closure, grab our crimp tube, go through the crimp tube, go through a few beads, and then come out. See how we got this coming out right there? I'm going to grab that. Now I'm going to put this down on my bead mat, push this all down and hold it with my finger, grab my tail and pull it until we get to where there's not much space, but this still dangles. Not too tight that it doesn't dangle. You also need to make sure you check to see that there's no extra spaces, and then go ahead and crimp. He just wants to run around. There we go. We got him all. You guys can't see it. I'm going to have to get used to these cameras. They're a little bit different. Once again, push this down, open that up. See when you open it up, do you see where the one is that's a part of your anklet? And then the one you want to cut off. We only want to get a hold of that one you want to cut off. Cut that off, and there you go. And now I'm going to take these two off. We're going to put this one on. There we go. We're going to make him a little tighter. Come up a little bit. There we go. I'm going to come up, everybody. So there it is. And there's the anklet with the chain dangling down. And then, so if you want him to be on like the side or whatever, then people can see it. There he is. There's the turtle. But those two colors go together. Now, do you see this, Mia, when you have the two, why we didn't put silver in it? I think it's cute. And then, so next week, we're going to add to it. We're going to add the last one here. And it's going to be just a simple chain with a little bit decoration on it. That's what we're going to do next week. We could have probably all done it in 1 week, but I'm holding out for next week, okay? Yep. That would be cool to go to the ocean with that one. All right, I'm going to put that one away. So I have some more. I've got to get some, I've got a stack of beads over here that I want to add to my own collection. Of beads. I just haven't put them in the containers yet, and then put them in the where they belong. That would, you would think that wouldn't be a big deal, but for me, I just haven't put it as a priority to do. So the 6 colors that I showed right at the beginning of the frosted 4mm crackle beads, we're going to have all 6 colors of those up for claiming on Friday night's bead sale. So I just want to let you guys know if you liked those colors. I will see if I can get with the person, the vendor that I got the, they would be these beads here. The column cat eye beads. They're 4mm, Patty. And I believe, but don't quote me, I think these are the last 6. I think, but don't quote me, okay? So we had a total of 12 and 5, 17 different colors of the 4mm crackle. I think that's what I had. I don't think I had any, I don't know, I don't think I had 20. But I'm going to double check. So, yep. So we're going to have those on Saturday. And then we will have, not Saturday, sorry, Friday night. And I'll bring a couple more Gorgonia colors to Friday night. No bead live tomorrow night. So the way our schedule goes for this week, just I want to go over that. Bring back, I'm not there yet, but I don't have a lot to bring back. But we will have bring backs this week. So let me tell you, whoops, I'm at the wrong spot to get you the thing. I printed it off last week. I just totally, yep, these are new. These are, the 4mm are all new. So we have tomorrow the bead encore event. So we will be bringing between 20 and 25. I have no idea what I'm bringing yet because I did not have a chance. I'll tell you why I haven't had a chance to look in a moment. We'll have an encore bead event again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Then we're going to have chat on Wednesday night. Thursday, we're going to have the silicone debut and encore event. We will be bringing the focals that we haven't gotten through that are new. We'll go through those. We are going to be doing I know one's a gold, and I can't remember if it's gunmetal or black, for a beadable bar keychain, and then the large silver cup charms. So we're going to have those on Thursday. Woohoo! I love it, you guys. Thank you. And then Friday, we're going to have the Duet Drop necklace. That is a lariat style necklace, because lariat style necklaces are like on trend, and I'm like, I don't know how to do it. So I sat there and I've like researched it, and I'm like, oh, you know how to do that. I was like, really? Oh, what color? I'm doing a 2-word color here, everybody, a 2-word color. And so we're going to bring that one on Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Friday night at 7, we're going to have the debut event, which we're going to see these beads in. And then Saturday, we're going to do a charm event again. Ooh. I'm sorry we yawning. It's been a long day for me. Ooh, I have to show you guys something when we get done with the guessing. I'm putting away tools while you're doing that. Okay, I'm going to give you a clue. The second word is a primary color. The first word is a time of day. A time in the day. Everybody's like, I don't know. Let's see. Somebody got it. Geraldine was first, and then Patty was second. So Geraldine, you will have 5 creative credits towards yours. And then it looks like third was Joya. So congratulations, Geraldine. So that it was Midnight Blue was the color. So we will have a fuller week, but I do have 2 nights that I will not be live this week. I won't be live tomorrow night. You're very welcome. And I will not be live on Thursday night, just to let you all know. So that's what we've got for this fun-filled week. I'm excited. The reason why we didn't have examples at the beginning of the show is that you guys are awesome. And we had a lot of orders to package, aka I did. Even though I said yesterday I wasn't, I started getting them ready so that I could just go in and print the shipping labels today for a few of them. But we had orders today. And so I've already loaded what we've had before now. Before I went live, they are all ready to go. Ryan's got them loaded in the vehicle, locked the vehicle because I don't want anybody to take my packages, but we live out in the country, so cross everything. But yeah, they are ready to go and he will drop them off tomorrow. So thank you all for that. So I spent most of my day either getting our cell phone stuff done or packaging. Oh, yay. I'm so excited, Savant. You'll have to take pictures and show. So yeah, so that is why I had no examples for tonight. I thought I was going to have time today, but you guys were awesome about that, and I appreciate it. If there's anybody that had done and taken care of their list, but during the live, I will get that. I'm sorry, Patty. I will be taking care of that yet tonight and get those out if you take care of it before 9. If it's after 9, it will wait till the next day. Because you guys, it's... you didn't? Is it still in the big town by you? The big city? Has it moved, or do I need to have them look into it? Because I didn't because of the message. So that's what that I worked on most of the day. And I just have to ask, is it clearer for you guys? Because it is really clear for me on my side for the camera. But is it better with the new phone? Just let me know. I'm not one that's like, oh, I got to get the latest, greatest. But I thought this camera would be better. So I thought I would do it because I could get, because of the trade and stuff. Right. Oh. Okay. Ashley, you're okay. All right. I am going to hop off and have an hour before bed that I can do something. If anybody has taken care of their list before now and then, I will get that done for sure. So if anybody's out there wanting to take care of it, go for it. Else, I will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m., and we're going to do an encore. And 8 p.m., no live, okay? Good night, everybody. Bye.